students, we have to give our inputs, isn't it? Even that matters. The individual effort has to be recognized. And we are going forward with the session. I will start with the managerial economics, which is given to me with subject MAM 053. That is managerial economics. I will start with that. And I will share a PPT which makes it visually easy for you to understand. And I'll start sharing it now. Any doubts? I'll go on with the explanation. Any doubts you are having, we can take it to the end of the session. Okay, is it clear? So in between, we don't want any disruptions. You keep your doubts and write it down, and at the end of the session, we can solve those doubts. Okay. Anything else anything else from the students' point of view? Okay. Shanmugam sir, I have started recording, sir. I've started recording. One second, I'll share the. So I hope it's visible. So this is the subject, PG Diploma in Agricultural Business, MAM 053, Managerial Economics and Finance in Agribusiness. So first of all,
PPT is not visible, ma'am.
Is not
PPT is
visible.
not visible. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
1 second.
Now, ma'am, visible, ma'am.
Now it's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
okay. So first thing is managerial economics, what it means. First, I think you all are already into your work and learning, already done with your studies and furtherance of studies. Economics means is two words, that is oiko and nomos. Greek words, ancient Greek words derived from ancient Greek words, that is, which is taken from these two words, which means actually in its inherent stage, it means oiko means household, and nomos means management or handling of it in a right way. So when when they mean economics, it meant only household management or making sure everything is in a right way. So when you see it as in at a micro level, economics definitely takes its root from the micro level, from a smallest unit, that is a household. How we manage our funds, how we manage our cost, how we manage our time, isn't it? All that we can apply in this concept. So here, when you are seeing this, economic laws and tools of economic analysis are applied in a great deal in a process of decision making. So with two worlds joining together, management, economics, and business, these things interrelated, and how we are making it go forward in a better way. So managerial economics, it led to a separate branch of study called as managerial economics. So definitely the concepts are interrelated and interdisciplinary, and go a long way in handling of things in business, corporate. Now, right now, what we are studying in agri business, isn't it? So like this, we can go on. with the concepts. We'll go on to the next slide. Yeah. Okay, so what is the nature of managerial economics? When I come to the nature of managerial economics, I think you all have this concept. You have gone through this either in your UG or in your PG. What is the nature of managerial economics? One by one, if you want to list it down, that is theoretically, if you want to write it down, then it becomes an art and science. Definitely, it is both an art and a science. And Karthik, Chintu bantu nodma one nimsha. Okay, Mama. So then it is it uses macroeconomics also, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Then my cat coming in through the window, I had to let it in, myself blocking its way. So anyways, everything we have to accommodate everything, isn't it? So students, so it is microeconomics as well as macroeconomics, both going together. Microeconomics, I think you know, that is a smallest unit going through the roots, microeconomics, and macroeconomics about the state, the nation, governance at a higher level. So it uses both of these concepts. Then next, it is multidisciplinary. As I told you, it is not a pure science. That is, say for example, any other science, when you take either physics or maths, that it is a pure science in itself, isn't it? But here, when we think of managerial economics, it involves several other concepts flowing through it. It takes some part of statistics for data analysis. It takes some part of mathematics for the depiction and calculations. And it takes some part of economics, some part of business, some part of decision making, which comes under human resources, management of human resources, which is in itself a discipline, isn't it? So it is going through several things put together here and making it in a single stream, taking it in a single stream. The flow is from different places, isn't it? So that multidisciplinary is there here. Then next one is, it is prescriptive and normative discipline. What is this prescriptive? I think you might have heard this, or what is this prescriptive? Some new word, or normative discipline. When I say prescriptive, it means giving a prescription or stating the importance of something or telling about it in a advisory format. Then what is about normative discipline? What is normative discipline? Normative means which is self-explanatory and gives the rules and regulations in a theory or in words. That is called as normative discipline. So when I combine these two in managerial economics, then it becomes both prescriptive and normative discipline. Next one, it is management oriented. What is this management oriented? It is coming under a management, it is coming under a particular discipline, and it is management oriented. So that is, 1 second, I have to admit someone. So this is about it, nature of managerial economics. it is management oriented, and it is pragmatics. That is, when you think of managerial economics, three levels of management. What are the three levels of management? Can anyone tell me three levels of management?
Ma'am, lower level, middle level, and senior level.
Yes, right. Top, middle, and lower level, or bottom level, what you call. So when we think of these on these lines, so when you come back to the nature here, it is management oriented, means usually it is coming under the top level of management. That is where the decisions are made, or where the theories are formed, where the practicalities are thought about. There it comes in the management oriented. Okay. Then last one here in this particular, many may be there, but to restrict ourselves to the theoretical part of it, then last year in this particular PPT is pragmatic. Pragmatic means what? What is pragmatism, or what is pragmatics? Anyone has heard this word? And Jyoti Sawant. Yes, Jyoti. From which Sharsima? Yes, Jyoti Sawant.
Yeah, ma'am. Good morning.
Good
I've joined
morning.
first time. I'm joined first time, ma'am. I've missed all the lectures till now.
Yes.
So today is my first day, and this is a first round of my lecture. So
I-
quite new.
It's not so clear. Which RC are you from, Jyoti?
Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
So this is my first
okay,
lecture.
right.
My earlier lectures I have missed.
Okay, you are welcome to the session. Since you told you are joining for the first time, I hope you continue
Yes, ma'am.
your learning processes. And I'll move on to the chart here. Pragmatic. I was asking this question, what
Pragmatic
is
means realistic, ma'am.
pragmatism? Yes, Ravi sir.
Ma'am, pragmatic means realistic.
Realistic. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, I'll go on. Pragmatic means being practical and being realistic. Yes, as Ravi Ranjan told you. So, being realistic, being practical, being thinking on a right terms is pragmatism. Okay, so you got another word in your vocabulary, right? So, pragmatic means being objective about anything. See, students, subjectivity and objectivity, two things are there, isn't it? So if everything we see in a subjective way, which is maybe because of our thoughts, our upbringing, our childhood, or our surroundings, or like that, we take everything subjectively, isn't it? So but opposite of subjectivity is objectivity. Objectivity means seeing it from a further view, seeing it from the bird's eye view. What they call bird's eye view means not being attached to anything and being seeing it in a right sense. That is objectivity. Actually, I feel every one of us should be of that nature, because subjectivity leads to lot of um, uh, disparities, isn't it? When we see it from our own point of view, there will be a lot of disparities. So when I come back here, pragmatic means being realistic, and economics means being real, isn't it? Economics doesn't think anything else. It just going forward with the facts and figures and statistics, isn't it? So that is what is being pragmatic. So this is the nature. I'll go on to the next slide. So next one I have here is scope of managerial economics. What and all scope we have in managerial economics? So what is the scope? Let us see. So capital, management, demand analysis and forecasting, profit management, pricing decisions, policies and practices, cost and production analysis. So many more might be there, but I've included these few of them here. Scope of managerial economics. What is the scope of this subject? Where and all can we
Ma'am, it
include?
is about agri business and management in that.
Yes.
Management in agri business, how we can utilize the.
Yes. Yes, Ravi Ranjan sir. Here, what they have, the blocks are divided into three blocks. The PGDAB in this subject, we are in this diploma. Myself, I'm handling MAM 053. This 053 is managerial economics and its applications in agribusiness. So first block, what I'm telling right now, my PPT, first block is fully on economics, managerial economics, entirely in its purest sense. Second block is about agricultural.
Ma'am, your
Second
presentation is
is
not
about
coming.
accounting, fundamentals of accounting. Block 1 is managerial economics.
Ma'am, you
Block,
are not sharing your presentation.
yes,
You are not sharing your presentation.
yes, ma.
Ma'am, you are not sharing the presentation.
Sharing, okay. Yeah, is it? I mean, is it not visible? Yeah, I'll share the presentation. Definitely, it's available. It will be recorded and available in the RC.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Block 2 is fundamentals of accounting, and block 3 is agricultural finance and risk management. See, in this subject, they have,
Ma'am, slides are
first
not
thing is they
visible.
have bifurcated in
Ma'am,
3 blocks.
Slides are not
presentation
visible.
is not visible, ma'am.
Is not visible.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Okay. See, when I tell you about this particular subject, my subject I'm handling, they want you to first know what is economics, managerial economics. Second thing, they want to know about what is accounts. So next session, I'll be handling fully accounts, and there is practical element also in that. I hope all of you have got your material.
Yes, ma'am. We have got online material, ma'am.
Okay, one
Sir, we
second.
have
Someone
only
is
got
telling.
online material, not hard copy.
Huh. Not hard copy, soft copy you have got.
Soft copy, ma'am. Only online material
Yeah,
we have
yes, ma'am.
given.
Soft copy we have got.
We have got, sir.
Okay. Right. So when I am telling about this topic, is first thing is I want you the course is planned in such a way that first thing is they want you to know about the managerial economics entirely. Second thing, they want you to know about accounting. Second session 11:30 I'll be taking accounting, and there is some practical element also in that. Hope you have gone through the course material. So second session, I hope
Madam,
all of you attend, because lot of practical elements is there. If you are not account students, you will know a lot on this accounting from the basics. I'm telling you about accounts. Okay.
madam,
One second.
PPT is not showing.
Yes, Rajan.
PPT is not showing.
One second. I'm on the main screen. Someone joined here, so I was back on the main screen. Atira, have you joined now? Which Arsima? Not visible, not audible. Okay, anyways, I'll continue my session and scope of managerial economics. So when I tell you about the scope, students here, agri-business, I'll take it in block 3. Now we are learning only about managerial economics. Later we will combine both agri-business and uh, economics, how it goes together. Okay, first what they want is, they want the IGNO wants us to know first economics, then accounting, then later in the third unit both are combined and we are taking it together. Okay, right? So next one is scope. I hope all it's visible and all of you can see this. So first thing is capital management. What is capital management? What is capital? So capital is the entire assets plus liabilities of a business. How to manage your assets? How to manage your liabilities? So C equals A plus L. That is capital equals assets plus liabilities is the basic formulas for capital management. What is capital? What is capital management? How assets should be monitored? How you should maintain your liabilities? All that is coming in this capital management. Okay, shall I move on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next one is demand analysis and forecasting. What is demand? What is demand analysis? I'll be telling it more in this session. What do you mean by demand? What is demand analysis? How important it is in our economics? See, students.
Ma'am, slide is not moving.
Yes.
Slide is not moving.
No, it is on the same slide. Second, ma'am, slide were visible.
Slide is visible.
But
Yes, yes.
not
There's
moving.
it was no, it was a second point. You see, first was a capital, and in second round there is a demand. So on
Mm,
same slide, ma'am is talking on the same slide. Ma'am, slides are visible.
yes. So second slide is demand analysis. Hope I am visible, I am audible and it's visible, right? So what is this demand analysis and forecasting? When I say about demand, in the further slides, I'll be telling more on this demand analysis and forecasting. Why it is needed, why demand analysis is important, why we need to understand demand. See, students, in economics, main thing is two aspects, two flows are there. That is DS. What is this DS? One is demand and one is supply. These are called as the main forays of economics. Okay, so demand analysis and demand forecasting definitely becomes one of the major role, has a lot of role in managerial economics. So what might be the demand in the future, in the coming 2-3 months, in the coming year? How can I forecast? How can I apply myself to this? Like this, even in agriculture, definitely in commodity markets, we have a lot to study on this, on demand analysis and forecasting. What might be the demand in the coming year? How can I forecast? How can I help the farmers grow better and yield better in this regard? Which crop needs to be grown in what stage, at what time? Definitely it has a lot of applications in agri business, isn't it? So that is demand analysis and forecasting. Next one, cost and production analysis. Definitely cost and production. How much is my total cost? What is my total variations? What is fixed cost? What is variable cost? Everything I have to decide, think about it, and go about it, because any moment I leave behind, so many thousands more will come in front of me, isn't it? That is the business field of business. It's such a tough competition will be there, where we have to be on our toes every moment. So cost and production analysis is make a lot of sense in and has a lot of scope in managerial economics. Next one, pricing decisions, policies and practices. I'll come to this again. Pricing, so many types are there. Coming slides, I'll tell you what are these various slides and various different methods of pricing. Last one is profit management here. So profit management, how profit is to be managed, how much is going to the tax, how can I reduce my tax obligations, how can I increase my profit, how can I expand my business and increase my profit. All this we will study in this managerial economics, scope of managerial economics. Shall I go on to the next slide, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, without wasting much time, I'll take the next slide. So next one is role of managerial economics in decision making. So I told you economics is not just a static science, isn't it? So it is a vibrant and dynamic science where I'll have so much of its role in decision making is there. So it is minimizes risk and uncertainty. It is helpful in analysis. If I'm too fast, please tell me, students. If I'm help, okay.
No,
So
ma'am, you are
if
good.
it minimizes risks and uncertainty, definitely yes, isn't it? So when I make a decision, whether it is a life decision or whether individual decision, think, students, how many times you have some money in your hand and you have thought what to do about it. So many times you would have come across this aspect. You get some money, say even your salary for that matter. How do you manage it? How do you, one second, how do you, is someone, so how do you manage your salary? Do you just spend it just like that without any decisions? Do you just first week of the month you get your salary, just go spend it, and the rest of the month you have to think about where can I get the funds from? Does it happen like that? So when we get the funds, how will we spend it prudently in a pragmatic manner? How will I invest it in a right way? Isn't it? See, economics is about just individual taken it into the larger way. That is micro going to macro, isn't it? So when I tell you about this, how it minimizes the risk and uncertainty, how should I plan for the future? Can I earn like this only the same way throughout my life? What I have to plan for my later years? How much should I set aside for my daughters, for my son's education, their future, their marriages, whatever it is, isn't it? Or for myself, at least for the individual, how much should I set it aside? Isn't it a lot of decisions? Same way, when you think a company is a person in itself, the law says this, isn't it? Company law states that company is a person in itself, is an individual in itself. So when I think about this, how the company should progress, how we should take the risk, how we should take the profits, how we should spend it, how we should share it, all these things are coming in the decision making. Then it's helpful in analysis. I can share this PPT, no problem, and helpful in profit planning and control, useful in demand forecasting, helpful in cost control, and all these things in overall efficiency of the firm. Like this, we have the roles, very simple. One second. Someone's joined. Okay. Is it Soumya? Soumya, are you which RC? Can you introduce yourself? Okay, go on. I am now going on without wasting my time. So, like this, role of managerial economics. Students, shall I go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Steps in decision making. So, what are the steps in decision making? In a business. In a business means several people are involved, right? So, in a business, we can't take a decision just like that, isn't it? It involves lot of persons and lot of people, and they have to come together. They have to sit in a meeting, take the decisions. Everyone's time is there, involvement is there. So it's not individual decision, isn't it? Individual decision means I'll just take a decision just like that, but yeah, with some thought, definitely. So steps in decision making, we will talk about this. So what is the steps in decision making? First thing is, what is the problem? What is the solution I should identify, isn't it? So first thing is, I'll identify the particular problem and the solution for that. I'll identify it first. Identify the problem. If you know the solution, identify the solution. In that, so many alternatives will be there, right? Say you have completed your son or daughter, for the any one of your family is completed their +2. Next, what is it that so many branches will be there, so many things will be there. You have to decide on their interests, on their basic abilities and all these things. So solution is there already, but you should identify it, right? So identification of alternatives. Next one, choose from the alternatives. Very tough job. It's not A, B, C, D, isn't it? We have to think each one of the alternatives, what it means for us, what it means for the business. At a practical level, it involves lot of mix and matches and all these things. Then collect the information about the decisions, what you are supposed to take. Then weigh the evidence. What is pros and cons of each decision? See, every decision may not be the right decision. That is, everything has its plus and minus, isn't it? So what is the most best option that I have to select, isn't it? In life or in economics or at a business level or at a corporate level. Then taking the initiatives and finally taking the decision. This is the steps in decision making. We can alter these anyhow according several theorists give several other options here. So when I want to, yes, someone join now. Can you tell me your RC? Hope I'm audible to you.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Right. Okay, moving forward. Then students, shall I, next one, most important thing in economics, I told you already. Navneet, yes, you want to speak something? Okay, welcome to the forum. Good you have joined. And I welcome all of the learners here again, because see, on a Sunday we will feel, yes, what what we will have some nice time, sleep some more time, and go somewhere, visit someone, isn't it? But you have taken your time and come here for the class. That is really interesting and motivating for us, isn't it? Because learning is never ending, students. Whatever be the age, there is no dearth of learning. There is always a scope for learning, isn't it? So, going forward with my slide, I really congratulate all of you for joining this course, and I welcome you from the heartfully, because really it's such a motivation for us to PDF of the same. Yes, I'll share that. Share that, yes, Rohit. I'll share whatever I have with you. No problem at all. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, you can refer it. No problem. I'll share it with you. I'll give your my number. You can contact me anytime, because these sessions are of a limited time, and when you are learning, you can get any doubt and you can get back to me. There's no problem in that, because we in academics definitely want to share the inputs with you students, isn't it? See, that's the difference between a book, a PPT, or a PDF, or a teacher. There's a difference, isn't it? So whatever we can Google, but when we speak it with a teacher, that's so much more revealing, isn't it? So much more we can get back from when they tell something that is much more relatable, I feel. Okay. So, yes, next one, demand function. What is this demand? See, students, as I told you earlier, in this 2-hour session, I want to tell you something more on this demand so that you will understand. The main intention of our sessions is the students should understand and take something from the session, isn't it? It's not just we are doing something for the sake of it. You should get some pointers from here. So, a demand function, what is this demand? Those are economic students will know it, but uh, uh, apart from that, those are from other streams. I want to tell you more on this. What is this demand function? I told you in economics, two things, main things are demand and supply. Okay. These are the two major forces in economics. So what is this demand function? So we have two demands usually, that is individual demand and market demand function. This expresses a functional relationship between the demand of a commodity and various factors affecting it. So, when I tell you about demand, it is a function which can be depicted as demand D equals F of individual taste, income, preferences, their likes and dislikes, like that. This goes on infinitely. Okay. So demand means three things, that is desire to buy, ability to buy, and the actual function of buying. These three things put together form the demand of a commodity. See, first thing is you should have a desire to buy it. It's not window shopping. Okay. You just shop and window shop and come back. It's not that. You should actually desire for the product. And second thing is you should have the ability to buy. That is, say I may want a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce or whatever it is, but the desire should be backed up with money, isn't it? Then only it becomes a demand function. Okay. So desire backed with money with the ability to buy, these things make the demand of a product. See, could you understand? So desire to buy, ability to buy, and the actual act of buying, these three things should join together for a individual demand, as well as for the market demand. Means all these.
Ma'am, what is the third point, ma'am? First, it desire to buy. Second is ability
One
to buy, and
second.
third one, ma'am.
First thing, first one, students.
Desire to buy, ma'am.
First,
First
desire
one
to
is
buy.
Desire to buy.
desire to buy. Desire to buy. Second one,
Actual ability to buy.
ability to buy.
Ability to buy.
Ability to buy. Third one is willingness to pay for the product. Willingness to pay. So first one, you should have, first thing is have the desire to buy, right? Second, just see, many of us do only half of this. That doesn't consist of demand, isn't it? Simply we will go window shop, or we just see the product and come back, or take a demo of the product and come back. That doesn't consist of demand.
Yeah.
Okay, all these three put together only will become the demand. So it is desire to buy, ability to buy, and willingness to pay. Three things put together will form the demand. Anshika, welcome. So yes, Anshika, which RC are you? Welcome to the learning process. Okay, going back to my slide. Okay, so this one, demand function consists of desire to buy, ability to buy, and willingness to pay, isn't it? See, many might have the ability to buy, but willingness to pay should be there, right? Willingness to pay. You may ask, if you are still with your parents, you may ask, I have this desire to buy, willingness to buy, ability to buy, but will you pay for it? So the third one may not be there from the parents end, right? So like this, or even yourself, no problem. So like this, when all these three join together, only there will be the demand function completed, right? The completed demand function will be of this nature. So like this, individual demand, and all these individual demand put together will become the market demand curve. Okay, so this is the demand function. Shall I go forward, students?
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Right. So next one, next slide. Utility. When we discuss about the demand, the major thing which comes to our mind is utility. See, many times you may have bought the product and you may be dissatisfied, or partly satisfied, or totally dissatisfied, or you may be fully satisfied. This thing, see, this is coming under utility. This concept is measurable in economics, in what you call as utils. Utility is measured in utils. UTILS. Okay. So this, your satisfaction is measurable. How much you have liked the product. Is it worth the product? Is it worth it? What you have bought, is it worth it? Worth your efforts? Because each rupee is very important for us, isn't it, students? Each rupee, how hard we strive to get it. Then if you just buy anything, there is a value for our rupee, right? So when you spend it also, you should be so careful and so much pragmatic, realistic in spending. Don't just spend just like that. As an individual suggestion I'm giving you as students. So when you earn it so much, the entire day you have strived for it, So when you spend it pragmatically. So that is very important. And this utility is the measure of satisfaction for a product. In economics, it is called as utility. So it is also called as economic utility because you have spent your money on it, isn't it? So that is measurable in utils, and it is a very important concept of demand. See, when you are satisfied, you'll go more for that product, isn't it? So, so when you are satisfied with the product, you'll go back for more of it, isn't it? Especially if FMCG goods. What is FMCG goods? FMCG. I'll tell it. Fast moving consumer goods. Very important for commerce students as well as economic students. Fast moving consumer goods means you buy it very often. These goods you are buying very often, like for example, daily needs, basic needs. These are called as FMCG products. Your soap, toothpaste, daily needs, groceries, all these things come under FMCG goods. So when your utility is high, you go more for those goods, right? So this concept very important for marketing people who are looking for the consumer to come back to them again and again and again. See, you might have heard this. My father used to use this, grandfather used to use this. In our home, the same product we are using. Why? Because of utility, students, isn't it? Because of the utility that they provide for you. Your families together, ancestors together are satisfied with the product and they are craving for more of it, isn't it? Why it is happening is because of the utility it provides and nothing else, isn't it? If it gives the utility, you're buying it more, you're wanting it more, and you go and buy and spend your money on it. This also applies to branded goods. How much ever money they ask, you're paying because of the brand value and the utility it gives in return. So this is it. Then next, hope I can go for the next slide. Students?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Next one is elasticity. I'm going according to the syllabus. Elasticity of demand. Hope I'm in this session. I have to cram everything up, isn't it? So I have to reach the blocks. All the blocks almost have touched there. And elasticity of demand. So I told you what is demand. So what is this elasticity? What is this elasticity of demand? Hope anyone has heard of this word. I don't know. Because of the multivariate students here, I don't know whether you have heard of this word or not, but I will tell you on it, and please refer the material for further. So much is there in elasticity, only I can tell you for 10 hours. So much concept is there, and so much graphs and charts are there in this. So just understand, please relate the material here, because in this session I have to tell a few words on this. Types of elasticity. What is elasticity? Price. What is elasticity of demand? First thing, the degree of changes in price to the change in demand is called as elasticity. Okay, hope you got it. The degree of change.
Ma'am, can you repeat? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
the degree of change in demand to a change in the price of the product or service, whatever it is called as elasticity of demand. Should I repeat it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll repeat it again. The degree of change in demand for a change in price, for a corresponding change in price, is called as elasticity of demand. Okay, so if I want to put it simply in simple words, see students, some products are there, whatever is the price you are feeling it, you can buy it, you don't bother about the price. Whatever be the price of the product, you have to buy it, isn't it? You are ready to pay. That is the different types of elasticity. So for some products it is zero, whatever be the price, the elasticity will be remaining the same. It is like a rubber band, students. See how much I stretch the rubber band, and when I leave it, it will make some changes, right? So that is what is elasticity here. See, for some products, I'll give an example, you will understand better. See, for some products, 1 rupee changes has happened. A single rupee change has happened for product X, imagine. And another product is 2 rupees lesser. So which you will go? You will go for the one which is lesser, isn't it? So you feel even 1 rupee is very important. So this is the elasticity of that particular product. How much perfect is it? See, in this there are 5 different types: perfectly elastic demand, perfectly inelastic, relatively elastic, relatively inelastic, and unitary elastic demand. 5 types are there. Here, each one has its own examples and importance. Just to understand how much the price differs and how much the demand differs. That is the degree of elasticity for that particular product. For some products, it is zero. Like whatever be the price, people are ready to buy it. Say petrol prices, how much ever petrol prices are shooting up, definitely people will buy it. So the elasticity will be almost nil, isn't it? So that is the different types here are there. For some products it will alter, for some products it is nil, for some products it's higher than zero, for some product it is lesser than zero, or for some products is equal to 1, unitary elastic, last one. So like this, the different elasticities will differ for each segment, and that is given in the material in a beautiful manner with the charts and diagrams. And if you go through it, and if you have some doubts on it, you can get back to me. Okay, shall I move on, students? Next one.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one. Same way, in between I should have added a slide, supply. See, I told you what is demand. I hope all of you understood what is demand. Okay. Now, another major force in economics, I told you, is supply. Okay. And when both demand and supply are monitored, and then only there can be the equilibrium, what we call in economics as equilibrium. So both demand and supply are in different directions, and they meet at a point when we find the equilibrium. Okay, that is what is called as economic equilibrium. Okay, in economics we call this as equilibrium position, where, see, demand is in one position and supply is in another position. When they both meet at one point, it is called as equilibrium position. That is where the supply will be coming in one particular stream, demand will be coming in another stream, that is individual demand all put together collectively coming in one wave. So when both of these waves, they have to match at some point, isn't it? So that is called as equilibrium in economics. Supply is how the demand is a response to demand. Okay, put in simple terms, supply is the response to demand. So what is this response to demand? If in our country we have a particular set of demand factors which may not be the same in another country, right? So when I tell you about this demand, then I told you about the three things. And another thing is, higher the price, then the lower the demand. This is called as demand function. This I can show you in a chart. It is very well there depicted in the IGNO material. Please go through it. Law of demand. Law of demand states that when the price goes up, the demand falls down. That is, it is proportionately different. Okay, so when P is high, D will go down. That is, price is high, demand will go down, and vice versa. This is the law of demand. When the price goes up, demand comes down, and when the price falls, demand goes up. Okay, so this is the law of demand, where we can draw it in a chart and we can show the demand function on a graph. It will be concave to the x-axis, and we can show that on a chart. Very important law of demand. Okay, now going to supply. Hope I can continue, students. I'm not pushing in too much of things in your mind. I hope so. I'm clarity is there. I hope so. Isn't it, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Very
Right.
nice, ma'am.
Yes, right. Okay, so I'll move on with supply. See, students, I told you the inverse relationship in demand. Law of demand, inverse relationship is there, right? That is, inverse means when price goes up, demand is down. That is called as inverse relationship. Opposite to this is direct relationship. So in supply, we have a direct relationship. That is, higher the price, higher the supply. P is high and S also is high. So it is a direct relationship. So very beautiful relationships to students here in demand and supply. See, here we have a direct relationship of price is high, supply is high. But in demand function, price is less, then demand will be more. So when both of them meet together, a very beautiful sequence and equilibrium will happen in the economic theory. So this is the direct and inverse relationship of demand and supply. How they take it together, how they merge it and take it together is very important for us economists to know about this. So in the supply also we have different types of supply. elasticity of supply is there, and they mentioned here, see, is a measure of change in supply to a commodity due to changes in other economic variables. They have given here about the elasticity of supply. Hope it's all visible for you. Next one is producers surplus. What is producer surplus? One of the topics given in the syllabus is producer surplus. Students, I'll share my number and mail ID. If you want this PPT, I'm ready to share it. Also, the RC will also help you in this regard. The session will be recorded, and even that can be shared with you. Okay. Okay, hope I'm clear. So what is this producer surplus? It's a concept in economics, which means it measures the difference between price producers receive and the cost of producing the good. That is, the original price the producer has already got it. If he wants to go for more, he can hold the good and go for more and ask for more for the same good. That is called as producer surplus. That is, the producer may want to more on the same good, because usually they want the money. Money is very important for them, right? So he will feel, shall I release the good at this time? Shall I not release the good at this time? When can I get a maximum benefit? This is called as producer surplus. See, he might get the original cost, okay, but he wants a surplus, and he wants more and more of what he has invested, right? So this is called as, in simple terms, it is called as producer's surplus.
Ma'am, one question here.
Yes, yes.
So in India, no, there are like aloo, right? Potato. So that is many times goes surplus. Then the farmers, they leave that in the farm itself, because harvesting is cost is more than
Yes,
the
yes,
price.
yes.
So how to get rid of those things?
Yeah. In agri business, when we want to know more on this, Ravi Ranjan, see, very good question, Ravi Ranjan. Many of the commodities here itself, where I stay in Bangalore, the tomatoes, just like you told, aloo, from the place you are, here tomatoes are grown in abundance. And in sometimes, when the market price is not fetchable for them, they'll just throw the lorry loads of them on the streets and go back, which is a pity in itself, isn't it? I understand what you told.
Yes, ma'am. I have seen. I am also in Bangalore, so I have seen that.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. So, like this, what we have to do this, what the government can do this for this, what is the solution? What is the probable solution? Can anyone answer this who are in a government service or who are on these lines? Okay. Anyways, I'll come back to this. Ravi Ranjan, I'll come back to your question. I'll complete my slide, and half an hour we will discuss on. I'll stop recording, and I'll answer all your questions. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So this is called as producer surplus. Next one, I hope you understood this. This is one concept in your syllabus, so I got it in. Next one, I told you law of demand. This is the way it is. I hope you can get a better chart on this. I put it in a hurry for preparing of this PPT. So the law of demand, a rise in price causes a fall in demand, and a fall in price causes a rise in demand. This is shown in this chart. It is curving. This curve is from y-axis to x-axis. It is lateral to the zero axis, and it is falling down from y-axis towards the x-axis, and it is showing that at a particular price the demand will be less if the price is less. Sorry, demand will be more if the price is less. This is shown proper in a very nice format in this law of demand. Next one is the law of supply. So law of supply, see here also we can show a chart here. According to the law of supply, higher the price, the larger the quantity produced. So very both the variables directly proportionate here. Higher the price, larger the quantity produced. Next one, principles of farm management. This is also given in the syllabus. As per the syllabus, factor to factor relationship and is there, and also factor to product relationship is there. Two things are there here in principles of farm management. One, factor to factor relationship means the producer may have to use one or more inputs, and it is not only the right kind of inputs but also the optimal level of use of the particular factors. That is, factors of production means labor, capital, money, land, all these are factors of production. So what is the factor relationship? That is, for a large stretch of land you may need large labor, large inputs, large capital, large uh, force, and materials are required, isn't it? So this is called as factor relationship. How judiciously you use these in your farm management, that is very important, because shall I use mechanization, shall I use the labor, shall I use more machine power, so that factor relationship is vibrant. That is the main crux of this principle. Next one, factor product relationship. That is the transformation of the factor to the product, how it can be and how functional the relationship can be, the inputs used and the output obtained, how it will be. That is factor product relationship. That is, in farm management we can see this very clearly. See, our farmers, what they do, if once they grow a particular crop, next time they'll change it. Why? Means the factor product relationship, that is, the land may not be the same vibrant when you use the same crop again and again, right? So when factor product relationship, we have to go on circulating the factors and products and differentiate in farm management. This is there. Next one, pricing practices. This one topic is there here. Pricing practices is there. Shall I go on to this, students? So till now we have learnt about what is economics, scope of it, nature, then what is demand, supply, what is the law of demand, law of supply, then how can we go about it and inculcate the same values in farm management or agribusiness, that we have learned. And now we will go to the pricing strategies. We have got the product, we have got all the yield from and the crop. How will we price the produce? That we will go now. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. So methods of pricing. Usually we have in economics different methods of pricing. There is marginal cost pricing, skimming the cream pricing, cost plus pricing, then penetrating pricing. Like that, so many types of pricing are there in economics, economic theory. So in farm management, especially since we are in this subject, what are the major things we can guide in pricing practices here? Let us see. First one is cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing is the most traditional and basic method of pricing. It means, and is a very popular method also. Here, the price is just a percentage of the cost plus a little profit. That's all. That becomes cost plus pricing. I hope you got it. Total cost is taken and a percentage of profit is added to it. Okay. Say, for example, your total cost is 1,000 rupees for a product, and you total cost is 1,000, and as a percentage of profit, you are 10% on the total cost. 10% of 1,000 is how much? 100, right? So your selling price becomes 1,100. That is very simple format of pricing. Hope you got it. Shall I go to the next pricing method? Next one is, students, hope you are with me. Students?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Shall I tell the next one? Marginal cost pricing. Marginal cost pricing here is determined on a basis of marginal cost, which means the cost for an latest output here, an additional output here. That is marginal cost pricing. Prices are determined on the basis of marginal cost. For marginal cost means the cost incurred for an additional production of an additional unit. So the cost which is directly attributable to the output, here the firm fixes its prices so as to maximize the total contribution. So this is marginal cost pricing. This is one method of pricing which we can use in the farm management. Next one is average cost pricing, is used generally in non-profit enterprises. Students, here I'm going according to the syllabus. What is mentioned here, I'm telling you. There are several other methods of pricing. What is mentioned in the material, I am throwing light on that. Okay, it's not that only these methods are there. There are many more other methods. Okay. So average cost. Average cost means here the price is fixed at the level equal to the average cost. Average cost, which includes a fair return on capital. This policy is economic efficiency and okay, like this. Average cost means a concept where it is average cost means equals to the formula is total cost by divided by 2. Okay, that is average cost. Means what is the producer here wants at least the average of the cost when the total quantity produced is so high. Maybe average cost will be okay for him because of the production scale he is fixing this price. Next one, Bain's theory of limit pricing. See, this is again given by one person, a theory on pricing given by Bain, a person called as Bain, J. S. Bain. See, this person did a lot of work on the concept of limit pricing. And usually he told on duopoly firms. What he meant was on duopoly firms, that is the different types of markets, that is monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, and a perfect competition, like this. So many different types of economies are there. In that, J.S. Bain did some work in limit pricing on especially duopoly. Then I'll tell more on this, what it is. I'll be telling. So here, what is duopoly means? Two the companies dominate the market, that is called as duopoly. So maybe it may be applicable in farming or farming business, maybe. So Bain considers four barriers of entry, namely product differentiation, absolute cost advantage, economies of scale, and large initial capital requirement. So he says that when two companies dominate, then limit pricing can be done. That is, both companies can accept a clear clarity on price and get it going. That's what he means here. Next one is government support price. I think all of you have understood this government support price for in farming, especially when the market is down, when there is no proper pricing fixed for a especially agricultural product, then the government itself fixes the price. The particular floor price is fixed for the product. This is called as government support price. I think all of you know this government support price. Okay, one second. Someone wants to join. Okay. Ritika Qatar. So many have joined here. Okay, welcome to the class. Though you are a little late, again the session will start. Another accounting session is there, which is practical session. Means practical concepts are there. Manu is also joined here. Practical concept is there in the next session, 11:30. Hope all of you come back and join there and understand what is farm accounting, especially in relation to our subject here. We can know more on this farm accounting. So next one is different types of markets. That is, first one is perfect competition. So in a perfect competition, what are the features of the market? See, this is very important in economics, students. Though I think I may be putting all of the concepts together, but yes, we have to learn it. You please refer the material and go through it slowly and understand what it means. Okay, so perfect competition is given here in the last unit, unit 3, I think so. Once I'll just tell you which unit it is given. Equilibrium conditions, in that it is given. Refer to this unit 5, equilibrium conditions, that is given. What are the different types of existing markets? So here perfect competition is there and features is given. See here, large number of buyers, homogeneous free product entry and exit, perfect knowledge of prices, no transportation costs, no artificial restrictions. All these make it a perfect competitive market. Very nice for all the producers and consumers as well, right? Perfect competition. Second one is monopoly. I think you all know what is monopoly, where one particular seller is dominant in the market. That is monopoly. Next one, monopolistic competition. Again, large number of firms, free entry and exit, product differentiation, product variation, some control on the price, heavy expenditure on advertisements and other selling cost. This is the features of monopolistic competition. Next one, oligopoly. Oligopoly means intermediate demand is there, linkages, publicity is there, competition is there, and the obstacles are there in the entry and exit. That is, certain amount of restriction is there in the entry and exit of the students. I'll take the questions from you and stop the session here and take the questions from you.